Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to give you a pretty entertaining article that was sent over to me last night, titled, Woman Exhausted by Online Dating Finds Genius Way to Vet Potential Dates. And guys, this article where this gal, she's being praised, it's written by Newsweek. It's about a gal who recently got out of a 7-year relationship. She's 30 years old. And so she went on the dating apps, as a lot of people typically do in that situation. And real quick, she learned, or shall I say, got fed up with all the players and jerks on there that I guess were pretty much using her as a piece of meat, that type of thing. She's looking for love. So what she did was she came up with a way to pretty much separate the nice guys from the bad boys, the players. And of course, is being praised for this. And sure enough, of course, with her little tactics she uses to get to separate the nice guys from the bad boys, of course, their play nice guys are willing to jump through the hoops she set up to try to woo her. But to no surprise, ultimately you're going to find out that who do you think she chooses in the end? But I'm not going to reveal everything so you can see how this whole thing plays out. And I'm going to go over here, once again reminding you in a real article. You know, this isn't me covering a Reddit story like my other channel. This is an actual article, Newsweek, talking about improving how you simply, when it comes to the gals, you relationship guys, what women say and what they do are two separate things. And always pay attention to what they do, not what they say. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard gals say that they just want a nice guy, or they want a gentleman, or they're tired of all the jerks. And why can't I be treated like a lady? That type of thing. I'm sure you've heard it from girls you've dated, maybe women in your family, female coworkers, friends, acquaintances, whatever. I'm sure you've heard this, and it got annoying. And maybe you followed that advice by being the nice guy and the guy that would be a gentleman and woo the girls. And how'd that end for you? Not very well. So it goes to show you they can say they want one thing, want another. And the other reason I did this, guys, is to back up why you don't act like those idiots in the romantic comedies. You don't act like those idiots in those reality shows where they're trying to win the girl, like The Bachelorette. You behave like those guys, you're not going to get her. Because at the end of the day, Chad and Tyrone always rule. Chad and Tyrone don't kiss the girl's butt. They don't woo her. They don't treat her like the queen. And, well, you're going to see how this whole thing plays out. And by the way, big shout out to my man Joseph for sending me this article. It says here, a Los Angeles woman found a way to breathe fresh life into her online dating experiences after becoming disillusioned with the throwaway nature of the process. Natalia Page, 30 years old, from Venice, told Newsweek, I was honestly exhausted about the online dating culture and people treating it as if it were a game. So I'm going to read this again. Remember this part when she talks about a game. I was exhausted about the online dating culture and people treating it as if it was a game. So she doesn't like games. Let's remember this as we proceed with this article and what she does. Page is not alone in having a negative experience with online dating. While there are plenty of examples of women meeting that special someone online, many have expressed dissatisfaction with the experience. Guess what? Way more percentage guys have had the bad experiences than the women. Let's be honest here. It is way easier for the gal. Even just an okay looking gal can get bombarded with dudes all over the world trying to woo them. Meanwhile, an okay looking guy, good fucking luck. A Pew Research Center survey found female users firmly divided when it came to the experience of online dating, with 48% describing it as a positive experience, while 51% said it was a negative one. That is very interesting, and I wonder if that number is on the basis of actually trying to find a guy to actually have a relationship with, or the ones using it as a way for hookups or something like that. In 2023, Paige had just gotten out of a 7-year relationship and signed up to the dating app Hinge, not looking for anything too serious straight away. Well, if you're not looking for anything too serious, then you're going to attract a certain type of guy, right? She says, I dated quite a lot casually to really figure out what I was looking for in my next partner while learning a ton about myself as a newly single woman. You don't know what you're looking for? At 30 years old, you don't know what you're looking for? After 7 years with another guy, you need to date other dudes to find out what you're looking for? She said, I was adamant about not jumping into another relationship too quickly. Okay, that's actually smart. However, as time went on, she began to tire of the fickle approach many prospective dates had on Hinge. It felt like everyone was so dispensable because you had an endless amount of options, so it felt like the men didn't necessarily need to put in as much effort to court a potential date, she said. Well, maybe these guys have learned the hard way. When they put in all the effort, they get shot down. You know, they'll be coming off as too strong, or maybe they take the gals out for these nice dates and they get dumped and waste all their money. Maybe these guys are saying, hey, let's meet up for a drink, like I suggest. And Princess Paige here doesn't like that too much. I don't know. Or maybe a lot of guys out there are treating the gals the way they've been treated, and it's like just, hey, hookups. I don't know. So Paige came up with an idea to update her Hinge profile with a prompt explaining that anyone wishing to take her out needed to submit a date proposal to a special email inbox. Oh, okay, Your Majesty. What makes her so great that she's going to have them take this extra step and go through hoops to get her? Well, we know the type of guys that do that crap. Now listen to this. She says, I tend to sway more traditionally in how I like to date, Paige explained. I thought the email thing was a good way to vet out the men who were serious about dating and go that extra mile if they saw things that they liked on my profile. Okay, so let's see if this is how she truly finds love and finds a relationship guy. Remember in the beginning when she talked about like she doesn't like playing games? Watch this. Paige said the move breathed so much needed a new life into the dating experience and made it fun again. She says it was a lightness and a silliness I think I needed at the time. I was dating a couple of guys for a month or so and things would just fizzle out because it felt like they were half in and half out, she said. Oh, I'm sure they were half in and half out in other parts of her. It helped to shift my perspective from thinking of dating as a lost cause to really begin to have fun with it again and take some pressure off to find the one. Newsflash, Paige, there is no such thing as the one. Paige said the experience had her feeling like Meg Ryan in the movie You Got Mail, and as a millennial, it was like she was living in the AOL days again. She says, I'm a hopeless romantic and have had this dream that I would meet my future husband while browsing the Lit Fit section at Barnes & Noble's instead of a dating app, but since I wasn't finding any luck there, I decided to try something completely new while still using the apps. Newsflash, not a whole lot of bookstores around anymore, but you can go out and actually talk to people. Paige says she received 6 email proposals from prospective dates and was blown away by the creativity behind them. One was so good that he created a whole PowerPoint presentation of a little background about who he is, and included pictures of him living his life with his dog, a sibling picture, and a whole page dedicated to memes that he thought were funny, she said. Smack! This jackass emailed her with a PowerPoint presentation about him and pretty much why he should date her. What's the problem here, guys? Do you think any guy of any value would ever in a million years work that hard to convince a girl to go out with him? Right? And I'm sure she found this all amusing. I'm sure she sent this to all her girlfriends and they all giggled. Aww. But do you think that guy's going to get in her pants? Really? Well, let's see. She said he also had a pie chart in there that categorized visually how he fills his time away from work. He then had 4 slides with different date options on each slide with a photo of the location and things we could do. It was amazing. What's even more amazing is the odds are this is not going to happen for the guy. And by the way, she said this was one of 6 dudes that wrote in, probably did these extravagant gestures and all that. This is the bull crap you see in the romantic comedies. And in the romantic comedies, the guy gets the girl, but in reality, he does not. Paige was blown away by the thought that had gone into it. She said, I found myself looking through it and smiling and laughing. Oh, she was laughing, all right. I remember writing back to that email feeling literally 15 years old, again talking to her crush. That feeling was what I was searching for when I put the email prompt up. But Paige says she ended up going on 4 really great dates off the back of the email prompt, and while none of them blossomed into a full-blown relationships, the experience was just what she needed. Translation, right here. Multiple great dates she claimed, but none of these guys that went the extra mile like she said she wanted resulted in any kind of relationship whatsoever. At all. Now, it's pretty much estimated that a gal can pretty much know whether she wants to sleep with a guy within 5 to 10 seconds of meeting him. Okay? And yet, one of the guys, I can't tell if she had 4 really great dates with the one guy or 4 great dates with the other ones. But regardless, they didn't go anywhere for the guys that did what she said she wanted. I'm willing to bet you they took her to expensive dinners, maybe a concert, who knows? Meanwhile, the guys that know better, one drink, maybe an appetizer or something like that, nothing special, and a watering hole. But nope, after all that, she doesn't go for those guys. Big surprise. She says here, it all helped shift my mindset from being annoyed to feeling more hopeful that I'd meet my future husband, she said. Since then, Paige has shut down her email account after meeting someone. She would encourage others to try similar initiatives. About one small caveat, I would definitely recommend it to women my age who had their age ranges set at least 30 and over. Paige said, I don't think this would get the same reaction out of the younger men. So she shut down the email thing, and it sounds like ultimately the one she found was on the dating apps with the same type of guys as she said that were, she didn't say the words, but we could all read between the lines, treating her like a piece of meat. So the guys that went above and beyond, they're not getting her. So once again proving, they say they want one thing, the gentleman, the guy that wines her, dines her, treats her like a lady, a nice guy. And when she puts this thing for the guys to jump through hoops and do it, those guys don't get her. So gentlemen, when it comes to the gals, as tempting it is to listen to different gals give you advice on dating, relationships, pickups, telling you how you should be, because a lot of guys do that not knowing any better. I did that when I was younger and I learned the hard way. Don't do that. Listen to men. Do not do these extravagant gestures and all that. You look ridiculous. Sure, the girl will smile and laugh and show all her friends, but at the end of the day, the guys that always get them are the guys that either are the bad boy jerks, Chad and Tyrone, or simply guys that are right in the middle where they're good guys, but they don't kiss the girl's butt. They don't do ridiculous gestures like these clowns. They don't act like the idiots in romantic comedies. They are themselves. They essentially, I can't believe I'm saying this, know their worth. And they're not going to, bend over backwards for her. They'll invite her out. Something simple, cheap, a drink, maybe 2. See how it goes. Go from there. There's no extravagant gestures or anything ridiculous. He's not kissing her butt. And he's a good guy, but he doesn't take any crap. He checks her when she needs to be checked. He puts his purpose first. That guy, type of guy in the middle, that's how I want you guys to be for you dating and relationship guys. And it'll work out quite well. Because women do not respect guys that kiss their butts, that are ridiculous, that give them the constant certainty that no matter what, this guy isn't going anywhere. You get the point. So listen to guys when it comes to taking advice on how to get gals. Don't do this crap or it's not going to go well. But anyhow, pretty funny one, this article here. Now, a few comments. I couldn't resist reading some comments from the comment section. It goes to show you, a lot of these guys are waking up to reality. One guy says here, the very creative guys that took the extra step did not win her heart, but instead someone who did not bother doing them the extra step did. I hope that the time was worth it for them. See? Right there. Another guy says, and as expected, none of the men who put in the extra effort made her laugh and smile and gave her a great first day experience got the girl. Guys, don't fall for these tricks and demands to jump through all these hoops. We'll make rules for betas and break rules for the alphas. You can't negotiate burning desire. You can't negotiate natural burning desire. It's either there or not. Correct. And the guy says here, I'd rather be single than jump through hoops. Also, it's 2024. Can we ditch the old timely dating rituals? Another one. Guy says, I'm glad she was finally able to find a guy with the exceptionally high qualifications she had set. And last one, this guy says, headline should read, woman exhausted by online dating is exhausting. Poor woman casually dating whenever she wanted to find herself. Anyway, guys, that'd be fun to throw this article in, mix things up a bit. So there you go. It's one thing when I read stories about these things, but it's different when it's an actual article covered by Newsweek. You've all heard of Newsweek. And backs up the thing that I say And so many guys that have been around the block say as well. So don't take the advice from the gals. Don't jump through hoops. Just be yourself in the sense that you respect yourself. You're not going to go through these ridiculous things to get the girl. And do not listen to the whole I want a gentleman thing, because generally the guys that are the gentlemen and jump through hoops and do all these gestures and say do what she says she wants, they're not going to get her. And it's the same thing with these guys. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let's hear it, guys, in the comment section. Have you ever, bought into that crap? Taken the advice of gals that you know, girls in your families, friends, whatever, and it blew up in your face? I'd like to hear about that. Or have you ever done these ridiculous gestures and it didn't work out well, but then you then decided to back away and do next to nothing, and all of a sudden you got the girls? I'd like to hear about that as well. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.